Peace and love, black families. The Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, coming to you live and direct from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I'm getting ready for tonight's sold-out power lecture at the Thurgood Marshall Center, where the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey once spoke as well. Today, I want to briefly deal with a situation that obviously is important to a lot of brothers who are dating outside of their race. And so I want to deal with this. Okay, I want to deal with this because it needs to be dealt with. Interracial dating. I've been getting emails, phone calls, Facebook, tweet, inboxes asking me, brothers asking me to clarify my position on it. All right, I think we back now, brothers and sisters. So here we go. I want to deal with this whole interracial marriage, interracial dating, this whole situation, that we be dealing with as a people. I've gotten a lot of emails and texts and phone calls from brothers who want to have me clarify my position on this. Okay, so first of all, let me say that I do not hate nor condemn any human being walking on the face of this earth. I do not hate nor condemn black men for dating outside of your race. I do not hate you, brothers. I disagree with the decisions that you have made in creating your family, because politically those decisions are not in the best interests of African people. When the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was amongst us, you cannot join the greatest of associations if you were married to an alien. A lot of people have since given in to the pressure of condoning interracial dating because it is so prevalent. It doesn't matter to me how many people do the wrong thing. I will never condone the wrong thing. So I want to make sure that we are clear about that. Okay? That it'll never get condoned by Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay? I have to hold the line. That's what we do as Garveyites. We hold the line. You understand? So, let's talk about 5 reasons why I do not support interracial dating. Okay. Number 1, marriage is a financial institution. Marriage is a financial institution. Let me say that one more time. Marriage is a financial institution. Yes, it is other things also, but it is fundamentally and primarily a financial institution. If you do not believe me, then all you have to do is talk to a lot of unmarried black women and discuss why many of them are not married. It doesn't mean I agree with their reasons for not being married, but clearly finding a partner who is financially equally yoked with you is a very pressing issue for a lot of sisters, as well as well-to-do brothers as well. Also, you can go into any divorce court in America, across the world. When people go through divorce, they are not talking about love, they are not talking about commitment, they are not talking about the great memories that they have shared. They're talking about how they're going to distribute the wealth, the capital, and the assets of that marriage business contract. Do you understand? So it's fundamentally financial. My problem is women will live longer than men. On average, women will live longer than men. Most of us will be exceeded in years by our wives. When you die, if you're married to a Arab, East Indian, Anglo-Saxon, Chinese, Latino, and when I say Latino, I'm talking about non-African Latinos. I'm not talking about my Afro-Latino brothers and sisters. Shout out to my Afro-Ricans, my Afro-Cubans, and all my Latino Africans who identify with the race. I'm not talking about them. But black men, when you die, your wealth and your assets will go to that woman. And in going to that woman, your wealth and your assets go to that woman's community. Why? Because that white woman is not going to shop black. That white woman is not going to buy black with your black dollar. You leave her $1 million life insurance policy. You leave her $3 million in business assets. Do you think she's going to recycle that money through the black community? Do you think she's going to take your money after you die and go buy black with her ex-husband's, her deceased husband's black dollar? Hell no. She's going to take your money and she's going to spend it at white stores, white shops, white malls. Okay, she's going to invest in white business franchises with the black man's money. So let me ask you a question. If you are in a war, let's say you are in a war, armed combat with the opposition, and one of your soldiers took all of his money over to the other side and gave it to the competing army to strengthen their military position, what would you call that, brother? What would you call that soldier who takes all of his money over to the other side? He gives his money to the enemy so that the enemy can strengthen his position against you. What do you call him? You know what you call him? You call him traitor. That's what you call him. He would be guilty of sedition. He would be guilty of treason. Is there any other definition you can use to describe a soldier who takes all of his assets and gives it to the enemy so the enemy can strengthen his position against his own army? You call him a traitor. So from a financial standpoint, my brother, you have to recognize that what you are doing is you are investing in the power and maintenance of white supremacy by dating or being married to a white woman. Let me say it again. Let me say this again. You are investing in the strength, power, and extension of the European Empire. That's what you're doing. Yes. So that's the first reason. It is financial betrayal to marry or date outside of your race. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it is psychologically damaging to black female children. It is psychologically damaging to our little girls to see a black man hugged up with, loved up with, committed to a woman outside of his race when her mother cannot even find a suitable partner. And then a lot of you black men who date outside of your race, you don't even speak to black women when you see them when you're with your non-African queen. Okay? You don't even speak to black women when you are with your white woman. You go out of your way to ignore sisters, many of you do. Part of you do this out of guilt. Part of you do this out of shame. And some of you do this because you want to reassure your white woman that she's more important than any black woman. Okay? Okay? How can you fight white supremacy sleeping with its daughters? How can you fight white supremacy sleeping with its daughters? It is a deeply embarrassing thing for little black girls to have to pass grown black men committed to non-African women. It engenders in our daughters a self-hate, an insecurity, a self-insufficiency. It generates low self-esteem. In fact, let me go a step further. Let me go a step further. A black girl seeing a black man love up on a non-African woman has a more detrimental effect on the black girl's psyche than a white Barbie doll. Let me say it again. A black girl seeing a black man love up on a non-African woman is more detrimental to the psyche of black girls and black teens and black adolescent female children than a white Barbie doll. Because with the white Barbie doll, she don't see a black man loving up on a white Barbie doll. But when she sees a black man loving up on a white woman, that Barbie doll has now been validated by the men of her own race. It's as if you took the Barbie doll out of Walmart, you took it out of Target, you took it out of Kitty City, you took it out of a Qinghai Wok, the Chinese knockoff shop, and you brought it to life and you fell in love with it. Now, how are our daughters supposed to stop loving up on Barbie dolls? How are we supposed to get black girls to stop playing with Barbie dolls when her father is in love with a living Barbie doll? How do we change that? How do we change that? And don't tell me that black women are gold diggers. Don't tell me that. Tiger Woods' ex-wife is a multi-millionaire. When he found her, she was a nanny. Now she's one of the richest women in the United States. Don't tell me black women are gold diggers. Don't tell me black women are gold diggers. All these white women divorcing these black men. Okay? Don't tell me black women are gold diggers. Listen to me. No black woman will ever get more money than a white woman in divorce court. Can I say this again? Let me say this again. Let me say this again for you Negroes. No black woman will ever get more money than a white woman in divorce court. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me open up my juice for a minute. Okay. All right. So we gonna deal with this today. You know, and don't get me wrong. Most of the brothers who have sent me questions about interracial marriage and dating have come at me in a very respectable way. I want to be sure we clear. Most brothers who have sent me questions have been respectful. Some of them have been non-respectful. Some of them have been non-respectful, but that's all right. Self-hate is a part of being an African in the 21st century, okay? So number one, it is financial betrayal. Number two, it is psychologically damaging to black women. Number three, it neutralizes your participation in Pan-African revolutionary struggle at the highest level. Let me repeat that. It neutralizes your participation in the Pan-African revolutionary struggle at the highest level. There is no way in hell, there is no way in hell you're going to tell me that you can be 100% committed to the Pan-African revolutionary struggle, and after you fight white supremacy, you go home and love up on one of its daughters. That is the greatest contradiction I can think of. I love black people, but I'm in love with white people. Explain that to me. I love black people, but I'm in love with white people. You got a white mother-in-law, white father-in-law, white cousins-in-law. You got to spend time around them. You got to act like you like these white people for the sake of your marriage. See, what I don't understand, we are subjected to white supremacy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you walk out of your house, you are inundated with white power, economic, political, militaristic, media, institutional, legal white supremacy, and so forth and so on. I'm trying to understand, how do you keep peace of mind when you come home and your house is also controlled by white supremacy? Because one thing you need to understand about power, one thing a lot of black men dating white women, Arabs, Chinese, Mediterranean, Southern European, okay? Because none of you are exempt. I'm talking about all of you. I'm not just talking about the brothers with the white woman. If your wife does not have an African parent, she is not African. I want to be clear. If she does not have an African parent, she is not African. Now, for my biracial sisters, you're African until you prove otherwise. You got an African father, white mother, African mother, white father. It's not your fault for how you got here. You're African. But just because you have a white father or white mother does not give you the right to go out and perpetuate the dysfunctional relationship patterns of your parents. You are African like the rest of us, but you must identify and uphold the banner of unapologetically African womanhood. Just as we expect all black men to uphold the banner of unapologetically African manhood. So if a brother has a wife who's biracial, which is a term I don't even like to use because it was non-existent until about 2 decades ago with the rise of Mariah Carey, Barack Obama, Halle Berry, and all these self-hating Africans. Okay? Ain't no such thing as biracial. It's nonsense. When 23 European chromosomes mixes with 23 African chromosomes, that ain't no half black child. We are dominant. The African DNA is dominant. So you're African. So if your queen is biracial and she identifies, because if she's biracial and she don't identify, then as far as I'm concerned, you married a white woman. Let me say that again. You have a biracial wife who does not at all identify as being African, then you just married a cracker. Let me be clear. Because for me, it is not just anthropological and biological connection to African DNA that makes you African. It is psychological commitment to that DNA that makes you African. You must be psychologically committed to African people. Not just biologically associated with African people. There must be a psychological commitment. Do you understand? Now, let me clarify. Because a lot of you brothers, because of your self-hate, Willie Lynch, you only date light-skinned women. You only date wavy-haired sisters. You only date black women who have a Eurocentric phenotype. As far as I'm concerned, you go in the same category with Negroes married to white women. That's right. I said it. Even if your wife is black, if you married her because she looks white, in my book, if your reason is because she looks white, then guess what? Your ass is disqualified too. I don't play that. Black women come in every shape, size, and color. Every flavor, we got that. It's no need to go outside. You want vanilla? We got vanilla. You want lemon? We got lemon. You want butter almond? We got butter almond. You want butter pecan? We got butter pecan. You want caramel? We got caramel. You want a latte? We got latte. Sweet brown sugar? We got sweet brown sugar. You like fudge? We got fudge. You like deep chocolate? We got deep chocolate. You want mahogany black? We got mahogany black. Every flavor under the rainbow, we got that. You want super skinny? We got super skinny. Ultra petite. I don't do ultra petite. I can't do that. I like a sister with curves. You understand? But if you want ultra petite, we got ultra petite. We got model petite. We got slim voluptuous. We got medium voluptuous. We got full voluptuous. We got athletic. We got full figured. We got every color and every size. Why are you going outside your race? Every color and every size. Why you got to go outside your race? You know why you went outside your race? How do you explain a man choosing a woman from another race when he can find the exact same look in his own race? Why? And don't tell me that you can't help who you fall in love with. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie in the book. Okay? I attended 3 white universities. 3 white universities. Surrounded by white women. I had white women who were attracted to me, sent me letters, emails, texts, phone calls. You name it. All of that. and I never dated and never made it. Never dated and never made it European. I'm around them professionally now. I'm a doctor, a real one. Not the ones they make during Kwanzaa week, but a real doctor. I'm around them. But I value African people. And in valuing African people, I have to value the African woman. You cannot value African people and not value the African woman. That is a contradiction in terminology. No man can serve two masters. You Christian, some of y'all Christian. Nothing wrong with it. What did Jesus say? No man can serve two masters. You will hate one and love the other, or love one and despise the other. So if Jesus was right, no man can serve two masters, how in the hell you going to serve the African freedom struggle and serve your white racist woman at the same time? Explain that to me, brother. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. It's a manifestation of self-hate. You don't just marry a woman, you marry the family. We all know this, right? When you get married, you marry the family, right? That family is part of a community, right? So if you marry a white woman who's part of a family, and that family is part of a community, and that community is part of a culture, and that culture is part of a race. Let me say this again. You married a white woman who's part of a family. That family is part of a community. That community is part of a culture. That culture is part of a race. So when you marry the white woman, you marry white people. Boom. When you marry the white woman, you marry white people. Boom. Now, I've had some humble brothers come to me and say, listen, Doc, I agree with you. I agree with you. I had no business going outside of my race. I agree with you. But I have children. What should I do? You know, event is sold out today. If you don't have a ticket, it's really no need to show up to the Thurgood Marshall Center. And I'm being respectful. If you don't have a ticket, there's really no need to show up to the Thurgood Marshall Center. Okay? I'm thinking about doing Baltimore for the first day of Kwanzaa. Okay? I pushed my St. Louis date back. St. Louis, y'all will see me in Black History Month, if not next month. But I'm thinking about doing Baltimore Monday, December 26th. So I'm going to let y'all know about Baltimore. Okay? If my Baltimore people want me to do Baltimore the first day of Kwanzaa, let me know what you think. All right? Bowie State University, the first day of Black History Month. Bowie State University, the first day of Black History Month, Wednesday, February the 1st. Morgan State University, February the 22nd. Okay? Morgan State University, February the 22nd. Okay? So, I understand that it's difficult for a lot of you to understand the doctrine of Dr. Umar Johnson. It is complex but simple. Love thyself. If you want to sum up what I stand for in 2 words, my position on interracial marriage, my position on black economics, my position on black religion, my position on black education, love thyself first. That's it. Love thyself first. That's it. You want to love other people? Good. Love yourself first. Okay? When you marry a white woman, you spit in your mother's face. When you marry a white woman, you spit in your grandmother's face. When you marry a white woman, you spit in your great-great-grandmother's face. When you marry a white woman, you spit in your triple great-grandmother's face. You spit in your quadruple great-grandmother's face. You spit in your quintuple great-grandmother's face. Quintuple might not even be a word. Learning disability. Listen, let's take me right. And I'm in Frederick Douglass City right now, right? City for which my ancestor, Frederick Douglass, escaped from. Okay? So, when I look at my, let me see now. 5, she was 5, 6, 7, 8. When I look at my 8 times great grandmother Selah, and my 7 times great grandmother Jenny, and my 6 times great grandmother Betsy, who raised Frederick, and my 4 times great grandfather Stephen. When you read the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about cousin Stephen. Well, cousin Stephen of the Frederick Douglass autobiographies is Dr. Umar's 4 times great grandfather. Okay? What would they say for all the hell they caught, all the struggles they went through to make sure I could be here today? I stand on the shoulders of black women, black men too, but it was black women who had to deal with slavery and carry the babies. They had to deal with slavery and carry the babies. What am I saying to them? If I go out and marry outside my race for all we did so that you can survive, you're going to take the DNA that we put in you. You're going to take the DNA that your grandmothers put in you. You're going to take the DNA of your triple great grandmother and put it in the womb of your oppressor's daughter. You spit in their face when you do that. But let me get back. For the brothers who have children with non-African women, no, I see the trolling. Brother Danny Rosenbaum, shout out to Brother Danny. I see the trolling. Don't worry about that, because you know what I do. After every live feed, I go back through the comments and I block anyone whose comment was disrespectful. They don't have to agree. I do not block comments when you disagree with me. I don't mind. You can disagree. They can stand. I believe in expression of self and free exchange. But when you say something disrespectful, you get blocked. Now, if getting blocked is worth one useless comment, and it might be for some of you Negroes, because you're still seeking public validation. Mommy and daddy didn't love up on you enough, so you come to Facebook and try to get the love and attention that your mother never gave you. You come to Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat to try to get that psychological validation from social media that you never got inside your childhood home. See, you don't want me to go there on you. I have your ass crying on this live feed. You understand? Okay, you're dealing with a master psychologist here. Don't play yourself. Not Eurocentric psychology either. That Amos Wilson African-centered psychology. You understand? That's my camp. That Naim Akbar, that Francis Cress Wilson. You understand me? That Bobby Wright. Do you understand? That France Fanon. You understand? That's the camp I'm coming from. That Dr. Cambone. Shout out to Dr. Cambone and his queen. I will be in Durham, North Carolina on January 17th. Durham, North Carolina. My first visit to Durham since 2004, when I was Minister of Education for Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association African Communities League. I was the youngest serving member of the parent body at that time until I resigned following my maiden voyage to the mother continent in 2005. So last time I was in Durham, I was the Minister of Education, but I'm coming back, okay, 13 years later, as the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King of the Conscious Community. That's right, I said it. Now, if you have children with a non-African woman, you as a man, those children cannot suffer any aftershock or side effect because of poor decisions. You have an obligation to stay in that house with that woman until those children reach maturity or are near maturity. Until those children graduate from high school, you are obligated to bless them with mother and father under the same roof. I'm serious about this. Now, some people say, Doc, why you say he should stay? Why can't he cut? because all children are better served psychologically when both parents are in the home. All children are better served psychologically with both parents in the home. And I cannot condone any behavior that takes the father out of that home. Those so-called biracial African children, they need their mother, even if she white. They need their mother, and they have a right to their mother. That's their mother. And if he married that woman and those children experience mom and dad under the same roof, they should continue to experience mom and dad under the same roof until they reach the age of majority. That's my position. I will not break up a home for the sake of the children. For the sake of the children, I will not break up the home. Now, once they out that house, you might got to leave with them. Right after they pack for college, you might got to pack for college. Now, let me say this. Let me say something. It's been a very long time in this country since we really had somebody push the Pan-African nationalist paradigm the way that I do. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And because we've had an absence of unadulterated Garveyism for such a long time, a lot of us have become psychological casualties. We fell victim to white supremacy in one way or the other. As a psychological revolutionary, I have to have compassion for my sick brothers and sisters. As a psychological revolutionary, I have to have compassion for my brothers and sisters. Let's understand something. The Nazi program was designed largely by a psychologist, Joseph Goebbels. You don't believe me? Do your research. The whole Nazi system came out of the mind of a white psychologist. The whole American racist Jim Crow system came out of the minds of white psychologists. Henry Goddard, William Stern. The British racism came out of the mind of white psychologist Francis Galton. The South African apartheid system out of the mind of white psychologist Verwood. Do your research. All of these great white racist movements were architected by psychologists. So the Pan-African nationalist movement will also be architected by black psychologists. Because the mind is the first level of combat. The mind is the first frontier of conflict. The mind is the first paradigm of revolution. If there's no revolution in the mind, there will be no revolution nowhere else. If there's no change in the mind, there will be no transformation nowhere else. If there's no modification in thought, there will be no modification in behavior. If there's no modification in behavior, there is no change of circumstance. I got to play my part, and you got to play your part. And none of us are more important than nobody else. That's right. Those of us with degrees, we know important. Those of us with doctorates, we're no more important than those without the doctorate. We cannot use bougie Eurocentric protocol to eliminate white supremacy. It must be thoroughly African. We got to Africanize everything. Pan-Africanize your Christianity. Pan-Africanize your Islam. Pan-Africanize everything. Pan-Africanize your home. Pan-Africanize your mind first. We want to Pan-Africanize our clothes. Pan-Africanize our hair. Pan-Africanize our names. No, Pan-Africanize your mind first. A Negro and a dashiki still a Negro. A Negro with a veggie wrap still a Negro. A Negro with an African name still a Negro. A Negro with 20 pounds of shea butter still a Negro. So brothers, if you have children, stay in the house until those children reach the age of majority. Do you understand me? Okay? That white woman is a living, breathing agent in your home. And this is what y'all need to understand. Racism ain't personal. It's about power. Racism ain't personal. It's about power. Have you seen all those stories Have you seen all those stories of black men who were lynched, put in the electric chair, beaten to death by mobs? Black men thrown in jail because a white woman voluntarily had sex with him. White woman voluntarily had sex with him. Everybody in the town knew that the white woman voluntarily had sex with him. But when they found out that they were having sex, the white woman did what? Lied to the black man's face and said, "You raped me." The black man said, "What are you talking about? This was consensual. We've been having sex every week. How can I rape you every week?" But the white woman, having an obligation to protect the illusion of white racial purity, she lied and said the black man raped her. Everyone knows she lied, and he was condemned to death by the same white woman he was having sex with. It ain't personal, it's business. That's what's wrong with you brothers dating these white women. You don't understand, that's personal. But when it comes to the maintenance, progression, proliferation, and domination of white power and privilege, she will sell your black ass down the drain. That same white woman who gave you those babies will sell your black ass down the drain. That same white woman who doing all that freaky deaky stuff with you behind closed doors will come out those closed doors and sell your ass down the drain. How many black athletes? Because I know a couple. I know a couple. How many black athletes y'all know about who had their college careers destroyed? Professional careers destroyed because they upset a white woman and she claimed that he raped or domestically abused her. Blew his mind. He never thought she could do anything like that. But she knows something you don't know. That whenever she decides to destroy your ass, she can snap her fingers and the entire bastion of white power will come down on your black dumb ass for failing to realize that even though she's sexing you, even though she's sleeping with you, even though she's married to you, even though she's giving you babies, her first loyalty, her first love, her first commitment, her first obligation is to the maintenance, protection, and proliferation of white power and white privilege. Boom. Facts. I don't hate her. I can have a civilized conversation with a white woman. I can have a civilized conversation with a white man. That's just a conversation. That's called diplomacy. Diplomacy. White people use diplomacy with us all the time, and when they use diplomacy with us, you know what we call it? We call it friendship. When white folks are diplomatic to black folks, we call it friendship. Because you don't understand. It's not friendship. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to try to check out this new Smithsonian museum they got down here. Okay? A part of me don't even want to go because I think I'm going to be angry after I see this museum. Because I got a feeling in my gut that this museum starts in slavery, and ends with Obama becoming president. Somebody please tell me that's not true. I hope it's not. But I know white folks. I know white folks. And I got a funny feeling that this is a slavery. We owned you to Obama. We've liberated you. I hope that ain't the case. But that's what I'm thinking about. Okay? So I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I just wanted to shout out to the brothers. You with your white woman? I don't like it. I'm going to still speak to you. You're my brother. Now, your question is, what is your position in the struggle? Because all of us are sick. All of us has made mistakes. All of us have fallen short. All of us suffer from Willie Lynch. A black man who is dating, first of all, if you dating, you need to cut that shit out. Okay? Because you ain't married yet. So you need to end it now. Okay? End it. You're not married? Don't get married. You understand? Okay? So if you're not married to her, in the shit. Don't be sending me no emails about how can I participate in the struggle. I'm dating a white woman. You can get out of that damn arrangement. Okay? Stop acting like a Negro and get out of that arrangement. I don't understand you. Black women are gorgeous. Black women are gorgeous. Black women are I don't understand. I know. It's Willie Lynch. They're not more attractive than our women. No, they're not. Now, once in a while, you might find a cute white girl. That's once in a while. They ain't got that body of the black woman. They ain't got her charisma. They ain't got her smile. They ain't got her cooking skills. They can't touch my sisters. You hear me? They cannot touch my sisters. Cut it out. Cut it out. A Negro said, well, I don't date black women because they're always wearing weave. But why do black women wear weave, Negro? You know why black women wear weave? Because she studied us. She has studied us. And in studying us, she see that we only like black women who expound or espouse a Eurocentric paradigm for beauty. You want a black woman that confirms your narrative of Eurocentric standards for attractiveness. She wear the weave because you want the weave. You want straight hair. We can get black women to go natural tomorrow if every black man said, I'm not dating you unless you're natural. They would cut all that shit off. They would give it up tomorrow. But truth be told, you like that look. Truth be told, you want her to look like that. So cut this shit. Cut it out. Cut it out. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, first thing we teaching those boys. You can't even call yourself a black man if you ain't with a black woman. She's your foundation. You the right side, she the left side. You the front, she the back. She the front, you the back. She the left, you the right. You the right, she the left. There is no us without her. Have you ever noticed when you look at African art? When you look at African art, you might see the king, right? Big, strong, powerful African king, right? But have you noticed in most African art, especially West African, but it's continent-wide, that big, strong, masculine alpha male, you will always see an image of a woman somewhere. You will always see the image of a woman, okay? It may be a female bird resting on the shoulder. It might be his wife sitting right next to him. You notice how most of the kings and queens of Kemet, when they got their statues done, their wife was right next to them? The wife was almost always right next to them. Why? West African art, you always see a female energy somewhere around the king. You know why that is? Because in our culture, the black man has to harmonize himself with divine female energy. The black man has to harmonize himself with divine female energy. How are you going to harmonize yourself with black African divine female energy and you sleeping with a white woman? How can your ancestors who went through slavery embrace you? How can your ancestors who went through slavery embrace you when you are embracing a child of the slave master? How do you reconcile? How do you reconcile that? Because I can't reconcile that. I don't hate you, my brother. So what is your position in the struggle? Your position in the struggle. You can have a low-level position in the struggle. Brother with a white woman, you might have some technical skills. You might have some military skills. I can't throw you away because we may need you for something. But you're going to have a low level of responsibility because you married to the enemy. You can participate. You can never be a leader. You can never be an example. You can never be an example. You are brother. We're going to love you. You can roll out, but you can never be at the forefront. You can never be a leader. You can never be in the inner circle because you committed your heart, your soul, your mind, your pocket, and your resources to the white race by marrying that white woman. So you can participate. You can help. I got a place for you. But you cannot be in the inner circle. Hell no. Okay? So I'm going to be flying down to Atlanta next week or the week after. There's another school I need to look at in Atlanta, Georgia. I looked at another school outside of Atlanta. So I got to look at that school. A couple schools in North Carolina. A couple schools in Baltimore I'm going to check out. I know some schools in your city that got about 5 acres. You need to hit Dr. Umar up, Dr. Umar Johnson at Yahoo. Because 2017 we get into school. I'm tired of this. I'm ready to go. The boys are ready to go. I'm getting text messages from 7-year-olds. Dr. Umar, please open your school. These white folks is stressing my mother out. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and make this happen. We're going to go ahead and make this happen. So today we got the Thurgood Marshall Center. Looking forward to being with all the brothers today and sisters. Thurgood Marshall Center. We are at capacity. We're at capacity. No one else can get in. Okay, tickets are sold out. All right? Don't come pleading, begging, sneaking. It ain't going to happen. That's going to affect our relationship if you don't respect the rules of the event. It's sold out. Okay? That's it. You feel me? Okay. Elizabeth, New Jersey, I will see you Saturday. Please get your tickets so you don't get locked out in case that sells out. The Mickey Walker Community Center, Elizabeth, New Jersey. If you need the ticket link, you can text me or email me. If you need the ticket link, you can text me or email me. Saturday, December 10th, Elizabeth, New Jersey, Mickey Walker Community Center. The very next day, Sunday, December the 11th, we are in Jamaica, Queens. Jamaica, Queens, New York, at the Jamaica Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets. Stop waiting to the last minute. Okay? I don't sell out all the time, but I sell out more than everybody else, so you need to get your tickets. If you need the link, you can text me for that. Make sure you donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. GoFundMe.com/Dr. Umar. Okay? Make sure you do that. Okay? Mail your donations in. Payable to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 6872, Philadelphia, 19132. Los Angeles, California, the first Saturday of January. Los Angeles, California, Saturday, January the 7th at the Ward AME Church. I'm going to get that event right up real soon so y'all can buy tickets for that. Atlanta, first Sunday of the new year, which is the last day of Kwanzaa, January the 1st. I will not be in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, I was supposed to go to Jackson on another day, but I guess that day wasn't available. They wanted me to come on the 1st, which I think is the main day, but I'm already committed to Atlanta. But Jackson, Mississippi, I will make that up to you guys. If we can please take down the false advertising of me being in Jackson on January the 1st. I never committed to January the 1st. Please take the false advertising down, family. I appreciate that. Okay, but I will make that up to Jackson. I promise you that. Jackson, Mississippi, very special to Dr. Umar Johnson, the city of Medgar Evers, Chokwe Lumumba, very special. So I'm going to make sure I make that up to Jackson. I'm going to get back out there. Indianapolis, I was going to do y'all Monday, but the first day of Kwanzaa, but I didn't want to conflict with something that the community, the elders already had going on. St. Louis, I'm going to get back at y'all. St. Louis, probably do St. Louis January or February, but St. Louis, I will get to you. Kansas City, Kansas City, Missouri, I need a venue. My Kansas City people, y'all got to help me find a spot. I need a venue for Kansas City. Please help. Okay, so that's how we're going to do the Kansas City piece. Okay. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was in Tulsa not too long ago, so Tulsa, we're going to have to wait till the springtime. Oklahoma City. I got to get back to Oklahoma City. I got to get back to Las Vegas. Got to get back to Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, got to get back to Albuquerque. Got to get back to Portland. Got to get back to Seattle. But I need venues. Okay. Providence, Rhode Island. Got to get back to Providence too. Okay, Rochester. Wait, did we find a venue in Rochester? I think we found a venue in Rochester. I got to get with Sister Sheila on that. because I don't think she sealed the deal for me. So I'm gonna get with Sister Sheila on that. But nonetheless, Jacksonville, Florida. I want all my Florida people to come on out to Jacksonville. Wednesday, December the 28th, Jacksonville, Florida. Wednesday, December the 28th, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit. If you live in Detroit, Michigan, Motown, I will be there Friday, December 30th. Friday, December 30th, Detroit. I will be on Detroit television tomorrow. The good brother Malik Shabazz, I will be on his show tomorrow night. I think it's 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock. Okay, so, but I will post that. I will definitely post that. Dallas, I was already in Dallas in August, I think. Sold out. I'll be back to Dallas on. I need to find a venue in Austin. I need to find a venue in Austin, Texas, because that last visit to Austin really wasn't what I really needed or what the people needed. So I need to come on back and do it the right way. Okay. So today is DC, Saturday is New Jersey, Sunday is Queens, New York City. Okay. And then we got Jacksonville the 28th, Detroit the 30th, Atlanta the 1st, Los Angeles January the 7th. Okay. So that's how we rocking. Okay. Still working on the Black Boy College tour. Miami, I'm going to hit up Miami. Minneapolis, I'm going to hit up San Antonio. I got a request for San Antonio. I'm also working on Sacramento and Oakland. Okay. Oh, I forgot. The National Independent Black Parent Association Conference will be in San Diego, California at the World Beat Cultural Center. The National Independent Black Parent Association Conference will be in San Diego, California at the World Beat Cultural Center January 27th to 28th. So make sure you take off of work. It's a Friday and Saturday all day, 9 to 6. 9 to 6 all day. Come get that training so you can start a chapter. Okay? That's how we work. All right? That's all you heard, Brother Mark, was hate. That means you a damn idiot, because all I talked about was love. But don't you worry about that, because I'm about to block your silly ass. But nonetheless, brothers and sisters, again, thanks for the love. Appreciate that. Don't forget, Tuesday morning, Black Parent Teleconference, every Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Free advice, free answers to your questions, anything that you have. No, I'm not going to deal with that. Okay, Agent Frank Gary, I'm not going to touch Agent Gary. I'm going to leave him to his FBI shenanigans. We're going to leave that alone. Okay, we're just going to stay focused and do what we got to do. Okay, so that's where we at with that. Brothers and sisters, appreciate the love. And let's push forward. Ashe.